Good morning, everybody. It's Heather, the Butterfly Effect Plant-Based Extreme Weight Loss. And today I am fulfilling a request. Somebody asked me how I get my salad greens ready to eat, and I wanted to show you because I think this could really help you to eat more salad. And as you guys know, I eat salad for breakfast, and I prep a whole bunch of it, and then I eat it during the day also, like with lunch, with my steamed vegetables, and with dinner. Before dinner, I either have a soup or a salad, and that is in accordance with caloric density, so that I'm eating the least caloric stuff first, which is the leafy greens. And so today I'm going to be making kale, and you can see I just have a head of this green organic kale, and I'll show you how I make that. And I'm making 2 heads of kale, so I already tore one up. I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to show you how I do the kale. And I'm using this clear bowl so we can see better. Okay, so it's already been washed. I usually soak it in the sink, but this I just rinsed. Okay, lots of great kale. Okay, so the important thing with kale is you have to shuck it, and what I do is just pull it off of this big stem. Okay, and then before I put it in the bowl, I give it a few more tears, just like that. So we can talk while we shuck some kale. So why do I practice caloric density? Well, everything has a certain number of calories per pound. And so by eating in the order of how many calories something has, you're more likely to get full on something that's lower calorie. And, you know, when I was looking at having 300 pounds to take off, I've taken 276 of the 300 that I need to take off. When I was looking at having to take off so much, you want that to go kind of quickly, just because even going quickly, it's taken me almost, 3 years with a lot of setbacks. So, okay, so I'm going to continue to shuck my kale, but I want to show you the next part, which is how I chop it up. Okay, so this has already been shucked, and I have it in these loose pieces. Okay, and then let's see. I'm going to do this in the glass one, and okay, so you can see. Okay, I need a cameraman. That's all there is to it. Okay, this is called an ulu. It's an Alaskan curved knife. You can also get one that's Italian that's called a mezzaluna, and it's the same kind of an idea. And so just watch while I chop this down. Okay, I'm going to do it with my middle bowl because it's got more in it and it works better if it's pretty full. I also usually use 2 hands. But do you see how this is chopping it up tiny? It's chopping it up really, really small. And I will keep on doing that with the 2 hands until I have it completely chopped down. And then once it's completely chopped down, I'm going to add salsa to it. Okay, and that is going to wilt it a little bit. So you add the dressing and then you leave it for a while. And then I add on all my other toppings that I like. Now I like cherry tomatoes. I like cut up cucumbers, red bell peppers, artichoke hearts. Sometimes I'll put a chopped apple on there. Sometimes I put berries. I'll put spring onions Some people call them green onions, whatever you call them. You put those on. I'll sprinkle on a tablespoon of flaxseed over the whole thing. I put on grated beets, and I don't know if I already said grated carrot. Sometimes I mix in cabbage or broccoli slaw or cauliflower, and so that is how I like my salads. So I'm going to use those 2 heads of kale that I showed you, and then I'm going to mix in this baby spinach, organic baby spinach, and so I'm going to have a mix of that. And the reason for all the leafy greens is because there are phytochemicals in the leafy greens that help protect us for cravings from junk food. And it also takes up a lot of bulk in your stomach. It makes you feel full, and it also tastes delicious and gives you a lot of nutrition. It brings a lot to the party. Everything from vitamin C to calcium to beta carotene to magnesium. I mean, there's not a more nutritious food at a lower caloric density than a leafy green. Dr. Furman has an Andy scale, which is like rating the relative nutrition of different foods. All the foods that score 1,000, which is the highest score, are leafy greens. So get your salad in. Try chopping it down. Try chopping it tiny, tiny so that you could eat it with a spoon, and wilting it with your salsa or with whatever dressing you're using. If you want the recipe for my salsa, I got it from Mrs. Plant in Texas. She has a wonderful plant-based blog. I do leave out the sweetener. That recipe has sweetener in it. I don't find that I need it. If you don't use salt, you could use Table Tasty, and you could substitute that. I hope you guys have a great Saturday, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.